Every so often, I still think about Burning Man, an event I've read about since the early 2000s. I'm Johnny Rios, and thanks for joining us. You're listening to my post titled, I have started thinking about Burning Man again. Enjoy. Burning Man is one of those dreams that you can't shake. Over the years, I have grown quieter, perhaps wiser, yet something from that desert calls to me. It does feel surreal. An event that I have never attended feels like a part of me, a part of my life's history. Perhaps it's the myth and stories woven into the dust. I sometimes imagine it, walking through Black Rock City, but not as it usually is. No crowds, no noise, just the structures, the art, and me, alone under that endless sky. There's a quiet in that vision, a stillness that feels both eerie and inviting. I wander between the sculptures, their twisted forms rising out of the desert floor like remnants of some forgotten world. The air's thick with strange, electric silence. It's not abandonment I feel, though. It is more as if the place has paused, as if everything is just waiting for something to happen. The sun is lower now, and long shadows stretch across the Playa. Were anything to happen at all, it should carve the ground into strange patterns, almost a map of another life. I find myself standing in front of a huge wooden figure whose limbs seem extended to reach for something just out of grasp. This, I know, is the man. He stands tall, eternal, a symbol of the moment when everything burns away. I can almost hear the crackling of flames, feel the heat against my skin, though the air around me is cool. There's a sense of anticipation, a tension hanging between earth and sky, as though the city is holding its breath. And then, out in the distance, there is the temple, like a skeletal cathedral rising. Its delicate, intricate walls catch the failing light, and I am drawn to it by something beyond the reach of words. The ground crunches beneath my feet, and the dust swirls in little eddies about my ankles, soft and white as snow that never melts. Inside the temple, the weight of unsaid things hums in its walls. People leave their stories here, their grief, their joy, their hopes. Though now it's empty, nothing left but the echo of those emotions, like shadows on the walls. I've always been fascinated by guiding principles behind this place. Radical self-reliance, leaving no trace. It's that feeling, every now and then, of being able to step out of the world as it is and create something entirely new, existing only for a second in time and then disappearing without so much as a single trace. Impermanence like that speaks to me. It's like how I've changed, how we all do, leaving behind versions of ourselves like dust scattered across a desert. And yet, even as the city disappears, something of it stays behind, etched in the landscape, etched in memory. As I walk the streets, I can almost feel the motion which has been here, the energy, art cars that rolled across the Playa, now glowing shapes frozen in place. I pass towering sculptures, twisted, surreal things, their forms bending the horizon. They are so still now, but I can sense the life they have seen, the way they once attracted people towards them, pulling them within their orbit. Now they stand alone, waiting, it would seem, for the next sunrise, the next crowd to breathe life into them again. The desert spreads itself in all directions, wide open an expanse that swallows time. It is as if I have been here for hours, for days, for no time at all. There is no clock, no ticking minutes, just the slow traversal of light across the face of the sky. I've changed, grown older, grown more cautious, but this place, it makes me feel as if I have wished all of that away, that I could stand here forever, untouchable by the years, suspended in a moment. And yet, for all that stillness, Burning Man isn't dead. The city's just sleeping. Life is here, even in the quiet, something just beneath the surface. I feel it in the air, in the ground, in the strange art that surrounds me. A place refusing to let go of you, even when you've never set foot on its soil. Burning Man exists somewhere out there, a beacon, so to say, reminding me of what could be if I were bold enough to take the next step. Thank you for listening, and please check out my other articles on Medium and Read-Aloud here on YouTube. Stay curious, my friends.